Tonight's SmackDown comes to the Emerald City. We are live from Seattle, Washington, approaching a sold-out Climate Pledge Arena for your Thursday night edition of SmackDown. We are just mere weeks away from our trip to Toronto at the Elimination Chamber. Last week, we determined the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. The former champion, the Ring General Gunther, punching his ticket to redo a rivalry with Drew McIntyre on the 9th of February. Just as McIntyre was making his way down the aisle to approach his Elimination Chamber opponent, the Royal Rumble match winner, Ilja Dragunov, ambushing McIntyre from behind, just as McIntyre has done to him time and time again. And with these actions, it became very profound that Ilja Dragunov had announced he would be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship come WrestleMania. Dragunov, Royal Rumble match winner, awaits the winner of the World Heavyweight Championship affair on Sunday night, February the 9th at the Elimination Chamber. Whether it's Drew McIntyre or the Ring General Gunther, Ilja Dragunov runs into one of his toughest battles to date at WrestleMania. But what about right here tonight in the Emerald City, live in your main event? Dragunov, alongside John Cena, takes on the Celtic Warrior Sheamus and the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre. Loads of history between these four gentlemen. It's going down right here tonight on SmackDown. Inside Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. The road to the Elimination Chamber is set to continue. The number one contender for Raw's undisputed WWE Championship will be crowned in Satan's prison. Superstars from Raw and SmackDown given the opportunity. Who is going to punch their ticket to Toronto on the 9th of February?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the LWO from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio!
Of course, Rey Mysterio originally signed for that WWE Tag Team title Royal Rumble rematch tonight, but was assigned this Elimination Chamber matchup. Santos Escobar of the LWO taking Rey Mysterio's place to team up with Dragon Lee in just a bit against Fraxium here on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio set for this Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup. And an interesting task ahead, one-on-one with an old rival in A-Town's Austin Theory.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
Well, Austin Theory's certainly been a busy individual as of late. We take you back to last week on SmackDown. Randy Orton, who of course participated in the main event, saw some action a little bit prior as he was ambushed by his rival Austin Theory in the backstage area. Multiple shots with the steel chair, and as you'll see in moments, Theory dropping the Apex Predator right on that concrete floor with a DDT. Randy Orton was quickly taken to the trainer's room, no serious injuries. We saw Orton with that kinesio tape around his shoulder last week when he participated in the main event. We can confirm Randy Orton is not here in Seattle tonight due to the actions of Austin Theory last week, but will return next week here on SmackDown. Theory getting Randy Orton out of his line of fire once again. And I am sure Theory's got one sole focus in mind, and it isn't cutting the head off the snake and the viper. It is qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. Theory knows a thing or two about holding championship gold in his very first year on the main roster. He was a WWE champion for just over a month's time. Looking to get back to the promised land at WrestleMania. SmackDown superstars awarded the opportunity to participate In the WWE Championship Chamber matchup, come Toronto, and here we go. Mysterio and Theory kicking things off live from Seattle. Already qualified for the Men's Elimination Chamber matchup in Toronto was LA Knight defeating one half of the World Tag Team Champions in Sami Zayn this past Monday night on Raw. You know, coming up on Monday, just a few nights' time, we'll see the other half of the World Tag Team Champions in Kevin Owens take on the Judgment Day's Finn Balor, plus Shinsuke Nakamura, who recently returned to the much more darker and intense persona, taking on the Second City Saint, CM Punk, in a WrestleMania rematch from last year. Both of those contests will be contested in Elimination Chamber qualifying stakes, just as Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory are here in Climate Pledge Arena. Mysterio using the ropes to his advantage. Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory have met plenty of times in the past, both in singles and tag team action. Of course, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar defeated Austin Theory and his former partner Grayson Waller to win the WWE Tag Team titles last June in Mexico City. Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory even crossed paths at WrestleMania in that same tag team affair last year. Now, 12 months later, both Theory and Rey looking to head back to the grandest stage, and their road could start here tonight. Austin Theory was, of course, a participant in the Royal Rumble matchup, Rey Mysterio did not enter those affairs a couple of weeks ago in Madison Square Garden as he was busy defending the WWE Tag Team titles that Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar hope to get back later tonight. Austin Theory may have come up short in the Royal Rumble matchup, was eliminated by the inevitable winner in the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov, who will be back in action in your main event tonight. Austin Theory, who has chased the United States Championship in recent memory, of course tried to use Randy Orton all the way back on Halloween night here on SmackDown as a catapult to his career. Orton's come back hunting for revenge in recent weeks, but as we saw last week, Austin Theory looking to chop the head off the Viper and not deal with those actions. The one thing Austin Theory cannot deny, and the actions he cannot pass by, are the ones that Rey Mysterio are bestowing upon him right here. Rey Mysterio, who knows a thing or two about challenging for world championships at WrestleMania, looking to do so all over again come Philadelphia in March. Off the springboard, into the Bulldog, Rey into the cover on Theory. This one's not over yet. Rey Mysterio could be a banner night for the LWO here in Seattle. If Rey could qualify for the Elimination Chamber and Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar can get back the WWE Tag Team titles in just a bit. Austin Theory hoping to be a difference maker. Certainly has his own agenda in mind. Live here in Seattle tonight as Rey Mysterio dropped off the top rope with an emphatic shot by Theory. Austin Theory looking to qualify for the Elimination Chamber and challenge for the undisputed WWE Championship, whoever may hold the gold come WrestleMania. You know, Braun Breaker of Monday Night Raw will defend that title against the phenomenal AJ Styles at the Elimination Chamber. Both of those men looking to leave Toronto and march into Philadelphia as the champion, but who will it be? We're going to find out 2 weeks from Sunday night. Right now, Austin Theory has certainly slowed down the pace of this matchup ever since knocking Rey Mysterio off that top rope. Rounding the masked luchador is certainly a way to defeat Rey Mysterio. Austin Theory has beat Rey in the past in singles action. Can he do so again here tonight on SmackDown? Certainly the stakes as high as they could be between these two gentlemen. There's Rey Mysterio, a man with a list of accolades a mile long, the Hall of Famer himself, always with a trick or two up his sleeve, able to get Theory off his feet. This drop kick to the side of the dome. Rey Mysterio feeling it. Around and around we go. Tilt-a-whirl, head scissors. Austin Theory, dazed and confused, and all of a sudden Rey Mysterio's got daylight. Sending Theory into the ropes. From San Diego to Seattle, Rey Mysterio with a 619. Off the top, dropping the dime. Rey Mysterio moments away from qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. Oh, and just like that, Austin Theory swiping Rey Mysterio's hopes and dreams away. All right, had the thought that was it. 619, a splash, did not do it. Maybe a massive DDT will. The 619 may not have put Austin Theory away, but you gotta believe it took something out of Theory, and Rey Mysterio getting caught. They don't call it high risk, high reward for nothing. Austin Theory closing the gap, and now hurry up offense as he drops Mysterio on the knee. He has won matches with that maneuver in the past, and tonight will not be another one of those equations. Rey Mysterio hoisted on the top rope by his own means, excuse us. Austin Theory bringing him down to size, and now Theory looking to change the trajectory of this matchup. Boot scrape right to the mask. Who will join Raw's LA Knight at the Elimination Chamber with an opportunity to challenge for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania on the line. Rey Mysterio once again hoisted on top, this time not by will but by force of the opposer. Here's Theory, superplex. Like him or not, Theory, so many dangerous tools in his arsenal. And Rey looking wobbly. Austin Theory now has had enough of Rey Mysterio's antics and is looking to bring this matchup past the finish line. It's over. Austin Theory on his way to the Elimination Chamber. Well, a great effort by the LWO's Rey Mysterio. Hopefully Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar, for the LWO's sake, can have better luck here tonight in Seattle. But Austin Theory has been hell-bent on making it back to the main event in recent months. An Elimination Chamber, certainly a way to do so.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
Well, like that young man or not, he got the job done all on his own and proved his worth here tonight. And now Austin Theory joins LA Knight. 2 of the 6 slots have been filled. In the Elimination Chamber matchup, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and an opportunity to challenge for the WWE title hangs in the balance. We got more action here in the Emerald City. The WWE Tag Team titles are on the line. It is a Royal Rumble rematch right here on SmackDown. Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar are set to go 2v2 against Axiom and Nathan Frazier. For Axiom winning the gold 2 weeks ago in Madison Square Garden. Can the Latino World Order take them back? We find out up next here on SmackDown. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. We're back live on Thursday Night SmackDown. Walking out of Madison Square Garden less than 2 weeks ago as the new WWE Tag Team Champions, Axiom and Nathan Frazier. We want to remind you that on the road to WrestleMania, we'll be making a pit stop for Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Saturday night, February 15th, the Road to WrestleMania channel member exclusive live event. Hit the join button down below and punch your ticket to the Road to WrestleMania on the 15th of February. The new WWE Tag Team Champions, finding out what it means to hold the gold here on SmackDown. An instant target on your back as the LWO is looking to right the wrong of the Royal Rumble here tonight in the Emerald City. Tag Team Championships are on the line. Let's send things down to Mike Rome for your official match introductions.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the WWE Tag Team Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 365 pounds. The team of Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar. And their opponents at a combined weight of 336 pounds. The team of Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Well, here we go. The WWE Tag Team Championship set to be defended in this Royal Rumble rematch live here on SmackDown. And you gotta wonder how Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar will fare in this tag team outing tonight. Both men, being Santos and Dragon Lee, have won the WWE Tag Team titles, a part of the LWO, but both times they were with Rey Mysterio by their side. This is Escobar and Dragon's first time teaming up with each other, not the normal tandem for the Latino World Order. Interested to see how they fare as this matchup kicks off here on Thursday Night SmackDown. Rey Mysterio, unfortunately, coming up short in that Elimination Chamber qualifier moments ago. Is that matchup the reason that Santos Escobar filling in for this tag team title affair? As the LWO spread themselves too thin tonight, or will Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar be able to get the job done? So far, it is all tag team champions. Axiom and Nathan Frazier certainly earned their opportunities at the gold originally, back at the Royal Rumble in the weeks leading up to it, outlasting that tag team eliminator, defeating the New Day, defeating Los Garza, the D'Angelo family. And it all culminated in New York City when they took down Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio to bring home the gold. But will Dragon, along with Santos Escobar, be able to right that wrong as Dragon Lee just looks to get out of the starting blocks here against Axiom? Tag made to Santos Escobar, who has seen some defeat in recent weeks. Of course, coming up short in the Royal Rumble matchup, came up short in that #1 contenders gauntlet in the back half of December, chasing the United States Championship. Maybe Santos Escobar finally finds gold here tonight alongside Dragon Lee. Maybe their first time teaming up, but this is Latino World Order territory. Tag team outings with championships on the line. Something the LWO has been very familiar with, dating all the way back to last year. Santos Escobar has been in the ring with both Axiom and Nathan Frazier in the past as well. Will familiarity benefit the Emperor of Lucha Libre, or will Axiom just turn up the engines and find a way to keep down a former three-time Cruiserweight champion? Incredible offense there. Axiom just continuing to add to his arsenal, it seems, week after week. Shooting star press. Never slow down the mantra of Fraxiom. WWE Tag Team Champions for a reason, and the new ones at that. Will tonight already be the expiration date on their championship reign, or will Fraxiom show why they are deserving Tag Team Champions all over again here in the Emerald City? Tag made to Frazier. Escobar going for a drop kick that time. Don't think he got all of it. Certainly got enough to stun Frazier momentarily and take him down to the Frankensteiner. Santos Escobar, former tag team champion, former cruiserweight champion. Escobar would love to smell gold again, as would Dragon Lee, who certainly has been a player since arriving on SmackDown back in October. Nathan Frazier takes Dragon Lee out momentarily. There's a very short list of people in the WWE history that could say they won a championship in their debut. Dragon Lee, one of those few men. Debuted on SmackDown, filling in for Santos Escobar after Escobar went down with injury. Dragon Lee showing up at the season premiere back in October alongside Rey Mysterio. The LWO capturing the tag team titles on that night against Los Garza. Wow, look at Nathan Frazier taking it to the outside. My goodness. The athleticism, the agility, the never slow down mantra. Nathan Frazier bringing the fireworks to this tag team title match. Santos Escobar sending Frazier back into the ring. No time for any of Frazier's antics. That was an incredible maneuver we saw moments ago. Dragon Lee maybe feeling a sense of urgency. Spanish fly dead center of the ring. Hustles up into the cover, but it's going to take more to keep down Fraxiom. That we know, just based off their recent outings on SmackDown and certainly back at the Royal Rumble. Maybe the Brainbuster will help the LWO move one step closer. Nathan Frazier slowed down. Certainly not by his own will. Tag made to Santos. Santos Escobar, who's seen some struggles, whether he's a part of the LWO or not, dating all the way back to the summer where Santos and Rey had originally lost the tag team titles. Escobar looking to turn it all around tonight as he sends Frazier into the corner. Certainly cutting the ring in half and slowing Nathan Frazier down. Maybe the LWO's best case scenario here. And attempting to win the tag team titles back here tonight. Certainly can't let Rey Mysterio's lost moments ago dictate their confidence in their mindset. Escobar and Dragon got to give this match hell, give it their best, and I say so far so good. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, though, just continue to hang in there, something that has brought them to the dance. Certainly a resilient tandem. Escobar squashed into the corner. Nobody home on delivery of that drop kick. Escobar looking to make the most of it. Another close call in this tag team title matchup. Axiom reaching out for the tag, realizing Nathan Frazier's been in for the last couple of minutes and it may be time for some fresh legs. They hope to leave Seattle with their defending gold tonight. Of course, the first of two tag team matches on hand here tonight on SmackDown. A massive one to come in your main event. The World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre in action for the first time since the Royal Rumble. Teams up alongside the Celtic Warrior as they take on the franchise John Cena and the Royal Rumble match winner Ilja Dragunov. Tag made to Dragon Lee. Frazier going for an elbow drop. It looked as if he was trying to go for a high elevation on a standing Dragon Lee. Dragon was able to outrun it and a ripcord knee. And maybe that would have been it if Axiom wasn't still in the soles of his boots. Dragon Lee has had enough. Takes Axiom down. The legal man, Nathan Frazier, on the outskirts of the ring. Santos Escobar, I think, realizes that and is trying to aid Dragon Lee getting this matchup done in a jiffy. Axiom down and a weakened Nathan Frazier. This may be the LWO's best shot at winning the tag team titles. Operation Dragon and Nathan Frazier. We're gonna have new tag team champions live from Climate Pledge. Not just yet, Frazier able to survive. Just as it was at the Royal Rumble, just this time with Santos Escobar trying to fill the shoes of Rey Mysterio. Another incredible match between Fraxium and the LWO for the WWE Tag Team titles. And certainly this capacity audience here in the Climate Pledge Arena live from Seattle, Washington on their feet as your Thursday night edition of SmackDown, always action-packed. Frazier trying anything to mount a comeback here. Heads to the top rope once more, but again getting caught. Frazier needs a tag, and he needs it now more than ever. Frazier once again sent enemy territory. The LWO may not have gotten the 3 count they wanted a few moments ago off the Operation Dragon, but what they have done is taken something out of Nathan Frazier that he may not be able to recover from. Super kick on the button, but there you see exhaustion setting in. Escobar on a knee before Frazier's even back on the soles of his boots. Tag made to Axiom, much needed at that. Axiom with a kick of his own. The WWE Tag Team Champions need to get the wheel spinning, and they need to do it now. Oh, wait a minute. Axiom, little payback there on Dragon Lee. Escobar back inside the ring into the waiting arms of one half of the Tag Team Champions. Fireman's carry position, and I think we know what comes next. Axiom going for the submission hold. Loves to implore that fireman's carry prior to the submission. I don't know if he's got all the strength, as Escobar here may have him outmatched. Santos creating a little bit of distance on Axiom that time. Able to muscle him down. LWO had Nathan Frazier near the finish line. All they had to do was cross it. Axiom coming back in, maybe the sign of life that the Tag Team Champions needed, but not if the LWO continue to persist. Santos Escobar feeling the fatigue, tagging in Dragon Lee. We got masked superstars on both sides of the ring. Who's going to be able to see their way to the future and see their way to the ending of this matchup? Here's Axiom, revving up the engines, tilt-a-whirl, tornado DDT out of the corner. Dragon Lee all of a sudden may have his eggs scrambled, and if he didn't already, he certainly does now. Pump kick. Referee John Cone in position, but this matchup's not over yet. This is what the tag team titles are all about as Axiom scales the ropes. Frog splash lands right on the button. Dragon Lee in the drop zone. Axiom the shooting star. And you can't tell me this matchup wouldn't have been over if it weren't for Santos Escobar, who just got knocked off the apron again. Tag made to Nathan Frazier. The tag team champions may be finding a new sense of confidence in this matchup. Dragon Lee sent into enemy territory. Tag back to Axiom. This is how they won the tag team titles at the Rumble. 450 splash by Frazier. Moonsault by Axiom. Damn near halfway across the ring into the cover. And the titles remain with Fraxium here live in the Emerald City.
Here are your winners and still WWE Tag Team Champions, the team of Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
An incredible matchup as you see the disappointing Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee heading back to the locker room. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, a resilient performance tonight as they are able to retain. Wait a minute! Escobar just nailed Dragon Lee with a knee. Oh, come on now. Don't sever ties like this. Santos, Phantom Driver at the top of the aisle. Way to Dragon Lee. I don't like this. Escobar disappointed and is taking out his frustrations on Dragon. Well, this was moments ago backstage here at Climate Pledge Arena. Santos Escobar seen approaching what many thought was his rival at Andrade. But as you'll see here, it looks like a partnership has been created by once rivals, maybe now partners. More questions than answers, folks, regarding what Santos Escobar just did, attacking Dragon Lee and shaking hands with El Idolo backstage. But we got to move on here on SmackDown.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Laredo, Texas, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Roxanne Perez.
Well, speaking of partnerships, Roxanne Perez's partnership with Raw's Cora Jade certainly paying each other dividends last week here on SmackDown, crowned the new Women's Tag Team Champions. Defeating the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Prodigy certainly did not have a long gap with championship gold knot around her waist. A former Women's World Champion, the 2024 Women's Superstar of the Year as voted by you, the fans. And now Roxanne Perez walks into 2025 with a new piece of hardware. And she could be moments away from qualifying for the Elimination Chamber matchup. But speaking of the Kabuki Warriors, Perez has got a familiar foe standing on her road to Toronto.
from Tokyo, Japan, Iyo Sky.
Iyo Sky defended and certainly won those women's tag team championships with the Kabuki Warriors and defended them with Asuka more times than not. It was Kairi Sane who filled in for Iyo last week because of Kairi's developing issues with Roxanne Perez over the last few months on SmackDown. But nonetheless, no matter who participated in the battle 7 nights ago, Perez and Raw's Cora Jade, the new women's tag team champions. But tonight, it is not about the hardware that the Prodigy walked to the ring with tonight. It is about a spot inside the Elimination Chamber matchup. A matchup that will occur to crown the #1 contender for the Women's World Champion at WrestleMania. Of course, the current Women's World Champion Raquel Rodriguez dealing with her own issues with the returning Nia Jax. More on that situation later tonight here on SmackDown, but here we go. Roxanne, Iyo Sky, one-on-one. Who is going to make their way to the Elimination Chamber? Of course, already qualified for the Elimination Chamber matchup. Saw Liv Morgan keep down Jade Cargill on Raw this past Monday night, and a little bit of assist by Cora Jade, somebody Roxanne has been very busy with as of late. Also, Lyra Valkyria taking down the veteran in Natalya this past Monday night in another qualifying matchup. So now the third spot in the Elimination Chamber hangs in the balance between Iyo Sky and Roxanne Perez here on SmackDown. These two women no strangers to each other. They have met in the past. Iyo Sky has even defeated Roxanne Perez in singles action if you go back to last June here on SmackDown. Roxanne Perez has only continued to get better, has only continued to get more dangerous, and has shown time and time again she is not afraid to bend the rules if it means success will be on the other side of the bell. Remains to be seen if that'll be the same result tonight or if Iyo Sky will strike while the iron's hot and punch her ticket to Toronto. Certainly an even matchup on both sides of the ring. It is truly anybody's ball game to see who's going to join Lyra Valkyria as well as Liv Morgan so far in the Elimination Chamber matchup. Of course, we've talked about Raquel Rodriguez, the current Women's World Champion, a woman who took down Roxanne Perez back at New Year's Revolution here on SmackDown to win the championship. Return to action last week, successful against Dakota Kai, only to be ambushed by Nia Jax, who made her WWE return in the Royal Rumble match. Developing story there. Clearly, Nia's got her eyes on the Women's World Championship and is looking to cut the line. Nonetheless, Iyo had Shohei uppercut a few moments ago, but it changed the trajectory of this matchup. Roxanne, all kinds of trouble. Iyo Sky might have saw those women's tag team titles taken away from the Kabuki Warriors last week, and maybe it's because of high-risk side steps like that. Going for the drop kick, Roxanne not being in the target. I should say not being in the drop zone as the target. And Iyo Sky gonna pay for her sins. Roxanne looking to go 2 for 2 against the Kabuki Warriors back-to-back weeks here on SmackDown. Roxanne Perez, I'm sure would love to get another opportunity at the Women's World Championship. I'm sure is not satisfied just being the Women's Tag Team Champion. Wants to win all the gold here on SmackDown. To see her name in the lights. Roxanne, who competed in the Elimination Chamber match last year, looking to return to familiar grounds. Iyo Sky looking to do the same. Roxanne running through the Genius that time, but Iyo Sky gonna grapple her up and bring her down to the canvas. Great strength shown there by the Genius. Into the cover goes Iyo. On her way to Toronto, not just yet. Certainly a lot of stakes hanging in the balance here tonight on SmackDown. Don't forget the #1 contenders matchup for the United States Championship that is still to come. And of course, a all-star tag team main event. All coming your way right here from a sold-out Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington on SmackDown. Iyo Sky continuing to stack the offense on the 2024 Women's Superstar of the Year, and that knee might be ball game. Iyo Sky delivering a mean knee right to the jawline of Roxanne Perez, who is looking to turn the tables in this matchup. Hold on here. Well, wait just a second. Raw's Jade Cargill is here on SmackDown. Well, Jade certainly feels slighted that Roxanne's partner, Cora Jade, assisted Liv Morgan in knocking Jade out of Elimination Chamber contention this past Monday. It looks like Cargill looking to get payback on one half of the tag team champions. but it might not have worked out. Roxanne nearly stealing this matchup just as Iyo did off the distraction. Guilty by association is Roxanne Perez. Cora, who has ambushed Jade Cargill 2 weeks in a row on Raw, got her eyes set on the women's tag team champions, and now Iyo Sky tying up Roxanne on the canvas. Submission hold locked in, looking to slow down the offense of the Prodigy. Iyo Sky nearly took advantage of the distraction, rolled up Roxanne. Unfortunately, she is in there with an experienced former women's world champion in Roxanne Perez, who is not looking to go down without a fight here tonight on SmackDown. Certainly an appearance by Raw's Jade Cargill, the last thing anybody expected when making their way to the Emerald City tonight. And Roxanne now physically is in there with Iyo Sky, but mentally has her mind on Jade Cargill, you gotta believe. Nonetheless, Roxanne going for the crossbody and it lands flush. Perez has certainly got an opportunity here to show that she is among the best in the WWE. If she can null and void that distraction and still get through Iyo Sky tonight. Right now, Iyo Sky is in trouble, dare I say. And one half of the women's tag team champions all over the genius of the Sky. Maybe not for long. Iyo going back to the well with what works. Submission hold locked in on Perez. Roxanne was able to escape it before, but the damage may be done. Iyo looking to rub some salt in the wounds. Separation created once more. It truly feels like it's anybody's ball game right now, but remember, as we mentioned, Roxanne physically may be in the ring with Iyo Sky, but mentally may have her mind on the arrival of Jade Cargill that we just saw moments ago. Perez hoisted on top. Another Shohei uppercut by Iyo. Gonna meet her up there. We're going flying in Seattle. A little Spanish fly by the genius of the Sky. This crowd on their feet. Iyo back up top. Over the moonsault to the Prodigy. Asterisks because of Jade or not, Roxanne Perez and company had it coming.
Here is your winner, Iyo Sky.
Well, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade getting a taste of their own medicine one way or another here on SmackDown. And Iyo Sky, to the victor goes the spoils, finds her way into the Elimination Chamber matchup on the 9th of February. Well, coming up next here on SmackDown, who is also going to make their way to the Elimination Chamber to challenge Jey Uso for the United States Championship. Trick, Mello, Waller, #1 contenders, triple threat matchup live up next. It is every superstar's dream of headlining the biggest event of the year, WrestleMania. And for many, this may be the final chance to capture that dream. On Sunday night, February the 9th, the unforgiving steel, the miles of chain, the structure known as Satan's prison is back. The city of Toronto and the eyes watching around the world will bear witness to one of the most grueling nights on the WWE calendar. If survival is the only option, then these men and women will scratch and claw, hoping to be the final being left standing and one step closer to immortality. Sunday, February 9th, Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the Elimination Chamber. We want to take you back to last week on SmackDown. The Women's World Champion Raquel Rodriguez was victorious against Dakota Kai, only to be ambushed by Nia Jax, a former women's champion in her own right, who returned in the 30-woman Royal Rumble matchup and clearly has her eyes set on Raquel Rodriguez championship gold. Nia Jax with an emphatic statement made last week, clearly not looking to wait in line. As a matter of fact, she's looking to jump it. And Nia will return to in-ring action, officially a part of the Thursday Night SmackDown roster. It's coming your way next week here on SmackDown. Nia Jax certainly a dangerous threat to the women's division. But our attention will move forward to the United States Championship and just who will be standing in the ring with the champion. Main event Jey Uso on the 9th of February at the Elimination Chamber. Trick Williams has been making waves as of late, but tonight standing in his way, not only his best friend in Carmelo Hayes, but somebody who has had a target the size of Eagles. And Trick Williams is looking to get even with in the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller. It's any man's ball game here in Seattle.
And his opponents, first from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 206 pounds, Grayson Waller.
We want to remind you that on the road to WrestleMania, we'll be making a pit stop in Chicago, Illinois, Saturday night, February the 22nd, live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for Saturday night's main event. Going down the Allstate Arena in the Windy City. It is going to be an awesome night just weeks prior to WrestleMania. The Aussie icon Grayson Waller has been the line of fire of Trick Williams, who believes he was ambushed by Waller in the backstage area just a few weeks ago. Trick has been looking to get even ever since, certainly becoming #1 contender, a way to do so.
And from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, Carmelo Hayes.
And here comes a man who knows all about the United States Championship. The former United States champion, who has been on Jey Uso's tail ever since losing that gold to the main event player back on Halloween night right here on SmackDown. Melo's own confidence caught up to him. Open challenge week after week. Jey Uso emerged on the scene, took away the championship from Carmelo Hayes. Melo failing to win back the gold at Survivor Series in November. Certainly Melo finding himself on a bad luck train over the last few months. Knocked out of the gauntlet matchup on the final SmackDown of 2024 by his own best friend Trick Williams. Competition always at the highest when you're in there with men you consider like brothers. Carmelo Hayes in and out of the Royal Rumble match a few weeks ago. As we mentioned, the bad luck starting to stack, but maybe tonight is where the former United States champion turns it all around. The bell has sounded. We are underway. It is a #1 contenders matchup for the United States Championship, and Trick Williams, unsurprisingly, going right at Grayson Waller, who found himself in the ring with main event Jey Uso in a non-title matchup last week, technically victorious by disqualification. Looks like Melo's going to get his hands a little bit dirty. You know, Grayson Waller really finds himself in a unwelcoming situation tonight, stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has run into Melo, he's run into Trick in recent weeks here on SmackDown, and tonight it's all legal in a triple threat matchup. Trick and Melo just maybe looking to use Waller as a punching bag, but the interesting thing here is eventually they're going to have to come to blows, just as they were forced to in the gauntlet matchup on the final SmackDown of 2024. As we talked about, competition always at the highest when you're in there with somebody you consider a brother. Melo and Trick willing to compete with one another to try to become the #1 contender. Melo rolling up Trick after Trick nearly stole the victory. Well, this is where these two men may find themselves a little bit of odds. Little standoff there. Grayson Waller going to insert himself in enemy territory. What the interesting matchup tonight. Trick going for another pinfall there, and Melo say, "What are you doing? I'm right here." And there you see Melo taking out his right-hand man and Trick Williams over the top rope. Grayson Waller still in the line of fire of the former United States champion. And if you're main event Jey Uso, who do you want to get in the ring with? You remember Jey was very vocal on social media a few weeks back talking about the performance Trick Williams had in that gauntlet match at the end of December. Talk about even in defeat, he believed Trick deserved a United States Championship matchup. Then you got Grayson Waller, somebody who called out Trick for eliminating him in that gauntlet matchup. And you got Mello in there, former U.S. champ, looking to get his opportunity to win back the gold. Grayson Waller looking to bring an equalizer into this matchup, right into the waiting arms of the Trick Mello gang. I don't think that was ever going to work out for the Aussie icon. Grayson Waller, a former tag team champion, looking to find success as a single star. But the Trick Mello gang going to be his equalizers in this triple threat matchup. Grayson Waller, just the proverbial punching bag. Looking to get to his feet. Carmelo Hayes with his eyes locked on a dazed and confused Waller, and back into the cover he goes. But again, this is going to be the difference maker in this matchup. Mello and Trick can keep trying to sneak these pinfalls here, but eventually somebody's going to have to take out the other. There's Trick now sending Mello over the top rope. And Trick with a bicycle kick. Grayson Waller may be knocked loopy. Trick going to follow it up with a knee. And now into the cover. Looking to become #1 contender, and Mello hustles up to break up the pinfall. Well, Mello and Trick, I'm sure, really don't want to hurt each other in a sense, but again, the competition has to arise eventually. You want to become #1 contender, make up afterwards. Mello stacking up his opponents one at a time in the corner as Grayson Waller again left between a rock and a hard place in this matchup. Well, there's Waller trying to fight back. He can't knock the Aussie icon here. Couple of shots to Trick, but now Carmelo Hayes unloading on a man he has been inside that square circle with in Grayson Waller. Waller sent into the opposite corner again. Oof. Being shot by Mello. Waller here may have taken out Mello. Waller going to become #1 contender, not just yet. Grayson Waller nearly stole this matchup as Trick Williams was recuperating on the outside of the ring. Waller taken out momentarily. Mello trying to get to his feet. Trick shot. Trick struck. Trick with the trick shot on Mello. Well, somebody was going to have to throw that oh-so-important blow. Trick just eliminated Mello from United States Championship competition. Oh, man. Well, Mello's bad luck continues, and once again, it's thanks to the uprising of Trick Williams here on SmackDown.
Here is your winner, Trick Williams.
Well, I'm sure Trick will be very apologetic for throwing that trick shot, but somebody had to make the shot, and somebody had to become #1 contender. And now Trick has got the opportunity of a lifetime at the Elimination Chamber. Man, oh man, what an action-packed night it has been here on SmackDown. And we're not done. It's main event time coming up in moments. Sheamus and McIntyre versus Dragunov and Cena. It's live here in the Emerald City, and it's coming up next on SmackDown. It's been called the grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the Immortals. And on Saturday, March 8th, and Sunday, March 9th, the biggest events of the year will arrive. Live from Lincoln Financial Field in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Thursday Night SmackDown will walk down the aisle for a chance to live forever. In these hallowed halls, whose name will be written into the annals of history? Who will stand and deliver? Who will perform their greatest symphonies yet? Who will stand on top of the world's biggest stage as a champion? We find out on Saturday night, March 8th, and Sunday night, March 9th, as Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the 2025 WrestleMania! Well, Santos Escobar drew a line in the sand earlier tonight and seemingly aligned himself with an old rival in Andrade. Rey Mysterio's not going to stand for it. Rey, one-on-one with Andrade. These two men meet again next Thursday night on SmackDown. But for the first time since the Royal Rumble, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, returns to SmackDown for action. The new World Heavyweight Champion makes the ring walk ahead of Elimination Chamber 2 weeks from Sunday.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre anticipates the renewal of an epic rivalry as he defends that World Heavyweight Championship against the man who dethroned McIntyre the last time he held the gold, the Ring General, Gunther. These two men, who main evented WrestleMania Saturday last year, meet again at the Elimination Chamber Sunday night, February the 9th. What is going through the psyche of McIntyre as he approaches that contest in Toronto? One thing is for sure. Since the last time McIntyre and Gunther met, Drew has only become that much more dangerous of an individual. Vile, we have described him in the past. He is the reason that Cody Rhodes, the former World Heavyweight Champion, is on the shelf with a neck sprain, out 6 to 8 weeks as we discussed last week here on SmackDown, and just may miss WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre doesn't give a damn who he hurts, but if you are standing in his way, he will do anything it takes to mow you over and get what he wants. And I think the same can be said about the only man Drew trusts, and that's the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
And his partner from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Well, Sheamus originally the one that lit the fire for this tag team matchup with SmackDown management, from what we understand. Sheamus at odds with Ilja Dragunov over the last few months, just as Dragunov has been at odds with McIntyre. Sheamus was eliminated from the Royal Rumble by Ilja Dragunov. And then the Celtic Warrior, who I'm sure would have loved to throw down with his best friend Drew McIntyre at the Elimination Chamber, eliminated from that #1 contenders match last week by John Cena. Sheamus, who has found his edge again in recent months thanks to the help of Drew McIntyre, once again stands alongside his best friend in this tag team all-star main event live here on SmackDown. If this is the fight that Sheamus wants, well, this is the fight that those two men are gonna get.
From West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the greatest of all time, John Cena!
How do you think John Cena feels? Once again coming oh so close to having an opportunity to be crowned a 17-time world champion, only to be turned away by Gunther last week here on SmackDown. Cena, of course, eliminated Gunther in the final 3 of the Royal Rumble match just a few weeks ago, only for Ilja Dragunov to eliminate John Cena. Cena has been chasing his 17th trip to the top of the mountain for quite some time, and it has certainly been the topic of discussion ever since John's return back at the season premiere in October. Cena's hopes and dreams will have to live to fight another moment. John Cena's road to WrestleMania, full of question marks, right now full of twists and turns. Tonight, his sole focus on this tag team matchup. And here comes the man, who, no matter who holds the championship, will stand across the ring from the World Heavyweight Champion in Philadelphia on Saturday night, March the 8th, or Sunday night, March the 9th, at WrestleMania!
And from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilja Dragunov.
The 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match winner made his choice crystal clear last week on SmackDown, as we showed you at the top of the hour. Dragunov, I am sure, would love to stand across the ring from his arch rival in Drew McIntyre, a man he prays that he one day gets retribution on for McIntyre's actions all the way back in July at Money in the Bank and all the ones that have followed since. But what about a potential rematch with Gunther? You want to talk about last July at Money in the Bank. You're talking about one of the best matches of 2024 between Ilja Dragunov and the Ring General. Certainly, one way or another, we are going to be in for a treat. And Ilja Dragunov will be in for a war come WrestleMania when the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. But that is in March. This is now. Sheamus wants the match. McIntyre wants to stick it to his rival. Ilja wants to get his hands on two men who have caused him so much pain and anger. John Cena looking to find his way on the road to WrestleMania. It's an epic all-star tag team main event if I ever saw one. Championships and accolades read a mile long between these four individuals. As McIntyre and Sheamus look to be the aggressors out of the opening bell. Look at this tandem offense on the franchise. Well, Sheamus ticked off that the two men he stands across the ring from himself tonight are men that eliminated him from championship opportunities in recent weeks. Celtic Warrior looking to get back at John Cena and get back at Ilja Dragunov all in one shot. Certainly will be easier said than done. John Cena's got to be feeling fired up after coming up short in that Four Corners matchup last week. Was within moments of finally taking down the Ring General Gunther, somebody he's been at odds with for months here on SmackDown. Only for Gunther to deliver that second powerbomb and send John Cena to the back of the line in hopes of becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Ilja Dragunov with that guaranteed opportunity that he won by eliminating John Cena in the Royal Rumble matchup. Dragunov going wire to wire just a few weeks ago in Madison Square Garden. Oh, wait a minute. Well, speaking of Dragunov, Sheamus going to turn his attentions to the Royal Rumble match winner. All the while, Ilja had his eye on Cena ringside. Well, this is straight up the MO of Sheamus and McIntyre, especially in recent months. Took his eye off the ball of the former 16-time world champion, however, and John Cena going to dish the fight right back to the Celtic Warrior. These two men, no strangers to each other. And right now, Cena's one and only wish has got to be doing what he did to Sheamus last week all over again here tonight in Seattle. And that's dropping him with an attitude adjustment and sending him packing. Sheamus rolled to the outside. Looks like Cena's going to return the favor by taking a shot at the World Heavyweight Champion. And now Sheamus from behind. John Cena's got to be feeling the effects of that physical Four Corners match last week that, of course, bled out of the Royal Rumble. But no matter hurt, injured, tired, or ready to go, Cena's going to make the ring walk tonight and give the fight to Sheamus and the World Heavyweight Champion. And it's also a huge opportunity for John Cena here. Ilja Dragunov's got his guaranteed world title match at WrestleMania, but if Cena can be on the winning side of this tag team matchup tonight against the World Heavyweight Champion, maybe John Cena finds himself in world title conversations down the line post-WrestleMania. Certainly easier said than done when he was in there. The Celtic Warrior. It's certainly the most dangerous and vile version of Drew McIntyre we have ever come across. The Royal Rumble match winner entering the squared circle. Ilja Dragunov in there with Sheamus. These two men have had some wars of attrition on SmackDown dating back to the fall. Sheamus won one, Ilja won one. I'd say there's still a rubber match that needs to be had between these two individuals. Right now, they meet in the midst of a tag team matchup. Sheamus remembers the fact that Ilja dumped him over the top rope in the Royal Rumble, and now a tag made to the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre. Drew and Ilja meet again. It was just last week that Ilja put McIntyre through the announce table, making that statement that he was coming for the champ, the world champ, at WrestleMania, whether it's McIntyre or not. And Drew looking to continue to be a thorn in the side of Ilja Dragunov, just as Ilja has been to him. McIntyre has tried time and time again to put this situation with Ilja Dragunov behind him, but Ilja Dragunov, like a cockroach that just won't go away. No matter how many times McIntyre seemingly knocks this man down, the Mad Dragon proves to be just a different breed, just continues to rise again. And now McIntyre, if he intends on getting past Gunther and retaining his world title at the Elimination Chamber, will have no choice but to face the music that is Ilja Dragunov at WrestleMania. We want to get to ahead of ourselves here as the Celtic Warrior again tagged in, makes a beeline for Cena and also targets Ilja. Certainly a tandem of the face and the future between John Cena and Ilja Dragunov tonight, but I don't know if it'll be able to outmask the powerhouses and the dangerous combination that is Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. White noise by the Celtic Warrior. And this one's not over yet. Physical maneuver there by Sheamus nonetheless, hoping to get a 3 count. Ilja Dragunov saying not today, not on any given Thursday here on SmackDown. Ilja has certainly made his presence felt and has become one of the faces of Thursday nights, winning the Royal Rumble, moving him one step closer to being the face of the franchise. And a tag made to a man who, whether he has a championship or not, will always be looked at as one of the faces of this franchise in John Cena. And the Drew McIntyre as well. Cena and McIntyre, same can be said with those two men, have had 2 singles matches in months past. Cena won 1, Drew won 1, and now again they meet in this tag team matchup here on SmackDown. McIntyre taken down out of the corner. Prime target. 5-knuckle shuffle by Cena. Hoping for victory, not just yet. Sheamus going to ensure this matchup is not over yet. John throwing one of his best shots at the World Heavyweight Champion. Certainly might have took a pound out of Drew McIntyre, but no 3 count to be had. Ilja Dragunov tagged in. A man who said that Survivor Series and what Drew McIntyre put him through a few months ago was a night he will never forget, and a night that made him a changed man. Ilja Dragunov remembers the scars of the past and is looking to use them as fuel to his fire to burn down Drew McIntyre's kingdom. McIntyre back inside of the ring. Right now, the proverbial punching bag between Ilja and Cena. Drew McIntyre, I'm sure, wishes he was dealing with anybody but the Mad Dragon. And McIntyre better not forget that he's the one who started this fire all those months ago. Drew hoisted on top. Ilja's looking to take away some flesh from the world champion here tonight in Seattle. And another kick by the Scottish Warrior. Ilja Dragunov showing a feat of strength as he hoists McIntyre on top and sent him for a ride. But this one's not over yet. And a Glasgow kiss by Drew. And now a cover by the champion, but John Cena going to ensure that this matchup does not see a conclusion. And it has been an action-packed night here on SmackDown. Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. WWE Tag Team titles are on the line. Santos Escobar drawing a line in the same with the LWO. #1 contender for the United States champion crowned in Trick Williams. And now, an epic night here in Seattle concludes with this all-star tag team main event. The Celtic Warrior Sheamus alongside the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre 2v2 against the legendary John Cena and the Royal Rumble match winner Ilja Dragunov. We fight on Thursday nights here on the Blue Brand. And Ilja back inside the ring with his arch rival in Drew McIntyre. McIntyre does not get thrown around the ring like that by anybody. But as we said before, Ilja cut from a different cloth. Same can be said about the world champion. Ilja rolled to the outside for a much-needed breather. Just trying to get his wits about him here on SmackDown. Oh no, but walked right into the waiting arms of the Scottish Warrior. He felt this from Sheamus earlier on. McIntyre just looking to crush the heart, the soul, and the spirit of Ilja Dragunov. We're going to talk about easier said than done. I don't think there's anything that can keep down Ilja Dragunov on this entire planet. But Sheamus and McIntyre are going to give it their damnedest. Celtic Warrior tagged in and now just starting to unload. Ilja looking worse for wear here on SmackDown. The Royal Rumble match winner who just a few weeks ago went wire to wire, beginning to end in the Royal Rumble matchup, looks to have expended his energy in this tag team main event. We spoke too soon, Ilja explodes. Lariat on Sheamus, tag, and much needed at that, to John Cena. Cena gonna level the Celtic Warrior, making a dose. John Cena's road to WrestleMania may be filled with question marks at the current moment. But whether there's a destination already certified or not, Cena's gonna continue to travel down the path. Sheamus set to the ropes. John Cena is on absolute fire. The Celtic Warrior may be wishing he was anywhere but the Emerald City at the current moment. It's a boot right to the side of Cena's dome, and everybody's throwing lariats, and Sheamus might have got the most impactful one that time. Their tag mate of the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre, who I'm sure is going to get this matchup done now more than ever. Seeing John Cena's fire starting to come alive, McIntyre looking to extinguish it here on SmackDown. Just weeks away from a rivalry that'll be renewed with a man who has been at odds with John Cena, that being the ring general Gunther. McIntyre looking to put Cena and Ilja in his rear-view mirror, at least for now, and focus on Gunther, but Cena will not be denied. McIntyre with a kick out. Back and forth we go. It seems in the last few moments. Sheamus knocked out of the corner. John Cena with fire underneath his feet takes McIntyre down to size. John Cena, wait a minute. McIntyre, a little you can't see me, a little attitude adjustment by John. But look at the exhaustion, not just out of McIntyre, who is splat on the canvas, but a dazed and confused and absolutely brought down to the wire John Cena. Oh, you gotta believe this matchup would have been over if Sheamus didn't get back to his own 2 feet. McIntyre's nearly out. And John again trying to turn his sights to the illegal competitor. Certainly no love lost between those two men. Fatigue obviously a factor at the given moment as McIntyre's throwing some live rounds. John Cena gonna pull the rug out from underneath him. Pinning Drew McIntyre down on the canvas. Cena stole the victory. Cena got him. Cena pins the world champ. In an extraordinary, heavy-hitting, and exhausting for the competitors tag team main event here on SmackDown. The franchise John Cena just pinned the shoulders of the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Here are your winners, the team of John Cena and Ilja Dragunov.
Well, that has got to be a satisfying victory, not only for Ilja Dragunov, who has been at odds with McIntyre and Sheamus for months, but also for John Cena, who is coming off 2 extraordinary losses in recent weeks. The face, the future, a high-profile SmackDown main event as the road to the Elimination Chamber continues to heat up. and the road to WrestleMania continues to be on fire. Anything can happen any given week here on SmackDown, and one thing's for sure, anything will happen on the road to WrestleMania.